Good evening, sir. And ako din si Joshua C. Pilignano and mag-report ko about sa organic agriculture and sa mga principle niya. So before ko mag-start, maghatag sa gamay introduction. So sa principle of organic agriculture, we have 4 principles sa pag-hospital niya. And ang kaning mga principle is mao ni magka-help sa to para pag-dig deep down inside jud ang tunong sa organic agriculture. And again, since mag-iwan po upat sa principle, this is it. The principle of health, principle of fairness, principle of ecology, and principle of care. So, let's talk about the principle of health. Unsa jud ang tungkol sa principle of health sa organic agriculture. Natawag sa akong definition. So, this principle points out that the health of individuals and communities cannot be separated from the health of ecosystem. And then, healthy soils produce healthy crops and foster the health of animals and people. Since last topics, nag-diskuta about sa holistic approach to organic agriculture sa ecosystem at sa ato ang kalibutan, this is why naay principle of health. It aims sa kanang ma-improve ang ato ang health capacity sa tao, sa animals, sa products, sa soil. So which is dili lang siya one-sided na principle na like dapat ang health lang sa tao ang provide, but ang health sa animals or sa crops, sa soil, which is important jud para sa pag-produce ng mga healthy na crops sa atong mga ginaintay sa mga sa palengke. And that is principle of health na dili na siya talk about people, which is a overall na kanang gina-aim na sustentahan na i-improve sa organic agriculture ng kita. So let's move. Principle of fairness. The principle of organic agriculture emphasizes fairness for all parties involved, providing food, quality of life, food sovereignty, and poverty reduction. And gina-insist po di ang animal welfare, sociality, and ecologically just resource management. So basically, ang fairness is gina-maintain niya ang equality sa tanang resources o sa tanang tao nga tukadil, sa tanang hayop nga tumatabang was na nag-farm or kanang ginakwal na gina-practice sa itong organic agriculture. That is principle of fairness. So makita nato sa visual aid na naatay animals, ecology, people. And this principle is talks about na dapat wala biniini. For example, I have a farm and then maghimo ko mag-practice ko organic agriculture. And then dili dapat na ko ma-abuse ang soil, dili pa dapat ko maka-abuse of people, even sa tao once nga nakoy ka-deal. So dapat just fair and kanang balance lang. Mao na ang ginapasamot sa principle of fairness. Next, principle of ecology. So organic agriculture should be based on living ecological system and cycles. Work with them, emulate them, and help sustain them. And sa kaninga principle is gina-nourish niya ang well-being in organic agriculture depend on the production environment and require adaptation to local conditions by reducing the inputs through reuse and recycling. Organic farming promotes ecological balance, sustainability, and environmental protection. So sa principle of ecology, it talks about sa kanang pag-health sa itong ecology nga makabawi once na nagagamit ta sa iyahang mga resources. For example, like sa farming, magpalkata ta, like maputol man siya kahoy kay palkata farming man. And that's why na after na ito magputol, pwede ka mag-fertilizer or kanang mga organic na fertilizer na ito i-apply para maka-help sa soil or kanang, for example, sa farming, dili lang sige apply of synthetic na chemical sa soil, which is mag-cause jud na siya of problem like erosion or pag-degrade sa nutrients sa soil. That's why principle of ecology is there because mao niya ang nag-help sa ato sa pag-sustain sa ato ecology para mas mahimong nindot o abundant siya ato ecology once na magkaroon ka. Next, so lastly, principle of care. Organic agriculture should be managed responsibly, protect the health of current future generations, and the environment. So sa kanyang principle of care, which is basically from the word care, ang organic agriculture sa kanyang mga principle is dapat nag-care ka sa tanang butang. Dito pa sa visual aid, ang prevention, knowledge, and careful good ang organic agriculture. Sa preventive, ang organic farming is prioritize ang health and avoids unpredictable threat like genetic engineering. Since ang genetic engineering is nag-exist sa genetic karon. For example, ang viticore, ang mga crops na dili na matablan insects or fungus or isang masakit. So that's why ang genetic engineering is like unpredictable dito sa pwede manitabo sa isa ka tao o sa isa ka butang ang consume. And knowledge, it combines science and traditional wisdom, emphasizing precaution and transparency, which is organic agriculture is hindi lang siya pwede basta-basta magbuhat ng mga butang, but always again dapat na ito kasi muna unsay product o unsay pwede nga manitabo o unsay consequences ang manitabo sa magbuhat ang isa ng butang. And lastly, careful with the organic agriculture, hirap pa lang sa pag-maintain sa organic farming, which is hindi mag-apply synthetic chemicals, pag-himuo ka ng mga balance na practices, which is dapat makahelp sa tanang butang, animals, tao, sa soil, sa plant, sa crops. So that's why ani ang organic farming, organic agriculture, and matagal dyan ito organic agriculture because of these four principles.
So, traditional farming is like a recipe passed down through generations using what's available locally, sustainability. So, traditional farming has deeply rooted in local knowledge. So, farmers use methods that works best in their specific area based lang sa ilang years of experience and also understanding of their own land and climate. Then, traditional farming is passed down through generations. Like, this knowledge is shared within families and communities, ensuring continuity and adaptation to changing conditions. Like, ang traditional farming is passed down through generations, like kung giunsa nila karon nga kung unsa ang natun-an nila tong niagi nga year is i-pass down na po nila through generations hangtod sa sunod nga generations na pod. So, traditional farming has manual labor and simple tools. So, ang traditional farming is nagakuan lang siya sa manual labor and simple tools. Pag mayroong taong manual labors is ang farmers often nagarely lang sa human power and basic tools. Like, ang mga simple tools is mga guna, mga sinauna nga kanang traditional nga ginagamit sa farmers. Like, dili nagagamit ang farmers og mga machinery like tractors when it comes sa pagplanting or pagkuan sa soil. Then, traditional farming has crop diversity, which ang crop diversity is nagaplant og variety og nga crops para mo help or maintain sa soil health, ma-reduce ang pest problems and maka-provide og more balanced diet nga instead of just growing one or two crops, farmers kay naga-mix siya og mga crops like vegetables, grains, mga legumes or fruits. Like ang crop diversity is dili lang siya nag-focus sa isa ka variety sa crops, kundi nag-focus siya sa tanang variety sa crops nga pwede itanom ni farmers sa iyahang land. So, naay na belong sa traditional farming, which is ang agroforestry, crop rotation, mixed cropping, polyculture system, ug ang water harvesting. So, imagine a farm where trees and crops grow together, not as separate entities but as a harmonious system. So, mao na siya ang agroforestry, which is dili lang kay crops ang itanom sa isa ka yuta, kundi trees and crops nga itanom sa isa ka land, that is agroforestry. So agroforestry is a land management system nga ang planned approach to managing the land, unlike simply letting trees and crops grow randomly. Pag once i-combine ang trees and ang crops is na siya'y benefits, which is naga-aim siya to make the farm more profitable while protecting the environment. And also, ang agroforestry is nagamin og forest integrity, which means nga ang gina-aim sa agroforestry is pag moingon tag integrity is forest integrity is overall health sa well-being of the forest ecosystem. Tulungan na bilong sa traditional farming is ang mixed cropping. Imagine a garden where instead of having rows of just tomatoes or just lettuce, you have a mix of different vegetables growing together. So mo na ang mixed cropping. Like ang mixed cropping is ginamix din mo ang imuhang crops sa isa ka land. Like dili ka magtanom og isa lang ka crops sa isa ka land. Dapat multiple crops. Like for example, dili lang sa kontraryo na yuta si farmers, then dili lang kay tamna na niya og tomatoes lang. Dapat tamna na niya og mga multiple crops, like magtanom siya og tomatoes ron, then tamna na pud niya lettuce, then sa ikatulong ako is magtanom na pud siya og petchay. Mo na siya ang mixed cropping. Gimix niya ang crops in just one land, sa same lang nga land. So, ikaupat nga nabilong sa traditional farming, which is ang polyculture system. Imagine a farm where not only different plants grow together, but also animals are integrated into the system. So, muna siya ang polyculture farming in a nutshell. So, ang polyculture farming or system is dili lang ay kung ang agroforestry is nagatanom siya og trees and crops at the same time, then ang crop rotations is puli-puli niya ang crops. Then also ang mixed cropping is nagatanom siya og multiple crops. Ang polyculture system or farming is nagatanom siya og multiple crops at the same time nagabuhi pod og crops nagabuhi og livestock si farmer. Like for example, sa land sa yuta nagtanom si farmers dira og mga crops, mga vegetables, mga herbs. At the same time, buhian na ni farmers og mga livestock like chicken. Muna siya. Sa last sa traditional farming is ang rainwater harvesting, which means nga collecting and storing rainwater. This is the most common form of water harvesting, where rainwater is collected from rooftops, roads, or other surfaces and stored in tanks or reservoirs. So ang water harvesting, pag once nga na-collect is pwede siya maka-benefits, which is maka-reduce siya og reliance on irrigation system, and also maka-save siya og energy, and the last one is maka-save siya og money. Then naga-provide sa backup water source during dry periods. Sa ako ang nahibalan mo god sa water harvesting is ang kasagaran nga nakita na ko sa farmers is magbangag na sila sa yuta, then pagwas nga nabangagan nila ang yuta is magbutang na sila og kanang trapal, then pagwas nga muulan dito masalod tanan ang tubig sa ulan. So nanay tubig si farmers for irrigation sa iyahang crop.
Pleasant evening to each all of you. For the continuation of our topic, we're going to tackle about sustainable agriculture and conventional agriculture. So ready your ears and minds, for we were going to delve into an amazing topics. When we say sustainable agriculture, what will be the first thing that will come up in your mind? So, if there's something that will came up on your mind when we say sustainable agriculture, well, we're going to further your knowledge about sustainable agriculture. Sustainable agriculture is a method of farming that aims to produce food while also promoting the environment and improving the lives of farmers and their communities. So, we have these three goals of sustainable agriculture, namely the environmental health, economic profitability, and lastly is the social and economy equity. Environmental health, environmental stewardship. When we say stewardship, we are sinaligan. So when we are sinaligan, we are accountable of our environment. Dapat we are aware of what is happening, what are the things that keeps affecting, that keeps infecting our environment. Economic profitability, profit over long term. When we say over long term, a profit that is not temporary, not just good or just for now. When we say longevity. And lastly, the social and economy equity, quality of life, partners. Ang sustainable agriculture, isa sa mga goal nila is ang environmental health. Mga approaches nga healthy o dili harmful sa ato ang environment. Gina-reduce niya ang erosion and then natural resource degradation, maka-improve siya sa ato ang quality of air, quality of water, ma-decrease niya ang carbon emission, which is ang carbon is makadungog siya sa greenhouse gases. Makapa-contribute sa global warming. O kini pong sustainable agriculture is ma-minimize ang waste and negative impacts in the environment. Ngano na may waste tungod sa gibang gamit na mga chemical, kato mga chemical residues, mga synthetic inputs residues. Nga kato po mga residues niya is maka-contribute siya sa pag-degrade sa soil tungod sa mga harmful nga mga compound nga naa dito sa sudlanan. Environmental health. Environmental health reduce erosion and natural resource degradation, improve air and water quality, increase biodiversity, decrease carbon emission, and minimize waste and negative impacts in environment. If you are using conventional or any synthetic inputs on good, promote niya ang pag-degrade sa ato ang soil and as well as gina-degrade ang atong natural resource. Pa-imbalance niya ang ato ang ecosystem. Second is economic profitability. Economic profitability protects the financial viability of farms, support the longevity of farms, and provide decent income for farmers. Pag mugamit mangutag mga synthetic inputs, we are degrading our soil, our land, where sa land is rather ato ang soil. Ang soil is a place where we cultivate our crop. Kung ma-degrade ang ato ang soil, maapektuhan ang ato ang crop. Pag maapektuhan ang atong crop, na ay possibility nga ma-stunt ato ang crop tungkol sa soil degradation, dili ka ana kanindot ang quality sa ato ang crop. Pag dili nindot na yung mga possibilities nga economic loss, ang atong profit is dili kay nga nakataas. And as times goes by is wala ang ato ang profit, dili ta ginan siya daw. And aside from that is long niya ang life sa imong farm. Pag dili ka magamit og synthetic inputs, walay mga possible nga mahitabo nga ma-degrade ang imong farms. Social and economy equity. Kining third approaches niya is naga-ensure og food security. Ngano makaingon man ta nga naga-ensure og food security? Pag dili ta mogamit og any unhealthy approaches, is ma-prolong niya ang life sa ato ang environment. Ginapa-healthy niya ang ato ang environment. Kay diha sa ato environment, diha sa ato ang land or the environment, diha ta cultivate sa ato ang mga various crops na ginakaon nato, gina-consume. Pag healthy ang ato ang land nga gina-cultivatean sa ato ang soil, is padayon ang production, dili siya ingon nga putol-putol. Maka-ensure ka nga naa pa kay ugmadan sa umaabot nga panahon tungod kay wala mamiyugi abuso ang environment. I have a question. Do you think na ay differences ang sustainable agriculture o ang organic agriculture? Well, naa sila yung differences. In what way? So, let's talk about it. First, sustainable agriculture. When we say sustainable agriculture, nag-focus siya on producing food while conserving resources and minimizing environmental impact. Ang kining sustainable agriculture is taga-produce siya food while gina-conserve or gina-preserve niya ang ato ang resources or ato ang environment, naga-minimize og mga harmful environmental impact. Na siya yung mga various practices like crop rotation, cover crops, and integrated pest management. Uy! Nga daw na amay integrated pest management. Natay mga various control methods sa integrated management. Integrated pest management, namely the physical control, biological control, cultural control, legal control, dagan pa, but the last of it is the chemical control. Why? Nga sa itong organic agriculture is naga-promote siya of conserving resources and not degrading the environment. Ang concept mangod sa IPM is to control the population of pests, not to totally eradicating and promoting a ecological balance. Organic agriculture manggod is nag-focus siya sa mga inputs na ginagamit sa production. For example, walay genetically modified organism, walay mga synthetic fertilizer, pesticide, herbicides, ug mga synthetic inputs. Whereas, ang sustainable farming nag-focus siya sa physical treatment sa land or sa environment. Sustainable agriculture was created due to the rapid use of chemical inputs, synthetic inputs, way back the Green Revolution era. Wherein ang Green Revolution era na dito ang pag-overuse sa paggamit sa chemical, which lead to, first, pest resistant. The pest resist sa ginagamit ng synthetic inputs. Pag sige mo gamitan ang usa ka synthetic inputs, may immune ang usa ka pest or either the disease nga naga-host sa imuhang specific crop. Pag naga-mutate ang usa ka pest, dili na mahimong effective ang usa ka synthetic inputs. And also, considering the factors nga same ra og mode of actions, dira na mo resist pod ang usa ka insects, usa ka disease nga mahimong ineffective na ang usa ka synthetic inputs. And aside from that, considering the negative impacts nga gidulot atong rapid use of synthetic inputs is very degrading sa ato ang ecosystem, sa ato ang environment, sa ato ang land, killing the beneficial organism, the natural predators. That is why this sustainable agriculture was created. Ang kining sustainable agriculture naga-focus siya sa physical treatment sa ato ang land. Let's move on sa another topic, which is the conventional agriculture. When we say conventional agriculture, the first thing that will came up on our mind is the use of the use of synthetic inputs. Conventional agriculture is also known as industrial agriculture. Farming system na nag-use og mga synthetic chemicals like herbicides, machinery, and fossil fuels. It also includes the use of genetically modified organisms. Conventional agriculture enhances productivity and efficiency through the use of synthetic inputs. If we are using synthetic inputs, we can surely assure nga healthy ang ato ang plants ug dali ang ato ang pag-harvest and modern technology. When we are using technology, they're making our work easier sa field. However, it also presents considerable challenges. If we are applying something in our environment, we have to be accountable of our action. There are mga possible consequences na mahitabo if we are applying something unnatural sa ato environment, such as environmental degradation. When we are using synthetic inputs, we are degrading our environment. We are killing beneficial organisms when we are applying pesticides. We are promoting unbalance sa ato ang ecosystem. We are promoting unbalance sa food chain because we are killing mga natural predators and living organism that is helpful in managing the pests also in our plants in a natural way. And health risks from the pesticide residues. Ang mga pesticide residues is nag-contribute siya sa gas emission which is unhealthy and nag-contribute sa global warming. Ang pagtaas nga heat sa ato ang environment, sa ato ang place, and the chemical dependency. When we are using a synthetic inputs, we are something attached nga permi na lang mo gamit og mga synthetic inputs tungod sa dali niya nga epekto og paspas. As well as when we are using synthetic inputs, we are making the pests nga mo resist sa specific pesticide. Pag permi man nato ginagamit ang kanaang synthetic inputs is naay mahitabo nga mutation between the pests. Tungod pud na sa mode of action as well as the unright mga pag-follow sa label or sa procedures nga na dito, and also considering the environment or the weather and the high energy consumption. Connection na siya sa mga technology nga atong ginagamit and economic disadvantage for small scale farmer kay ang synthetic inputs is mahal. Nya daghan pag mga cost of production nga gastuhan sa farmer within raising a crop. So all in all, we must use and practice sustainable agriculture and organic agriculture in order to preserve our environment and natural resources. As well as, we must share our knowledge and raise awareness to the farmers as our young agriculturists in order to fully implement of what we've learned. So that's all. I hope you learned something.
Today, I'll be talking about biodynamics agriculture, a holistic and sustainable way of farming that goes beyond organic methods. What is biodynamics? Biodynamics is a farming introduced by Rudolf Steiner. Treats a farm as a self-sustained ecosystem. It follows a lunar cycles and uses a natural soil preparations to enhance plant growth and soil fertility without chemicals. Biodynamics in the Philippines. In the Philippines, biodynamics farming is a gaining interest, especially among organic farmers. Groups like Don Bosco Foundation promote these methods to improve soil health and food quality. And what is the benefits? Healthier soil and crops, no synthetics or chemicals, and also better resilience to climate change, and sustainable and eco-friendly. So, and also what is the challenges? Limited awareness and resource make biodynamics farming difficult to adapt, but with proper training and support, it can be transformed Philippine agriculture. So, biodynamic farming is a step forward, healthier food and more sustainable future for integrated natural cycles and organic practices. It offers a promised alternative for farmers and consumers alike. So, thank you o mga to, salamat.